confident that we will continue to do this also in the years ahead, that NATO and the European Union are able to adapt to a changing and more challenging security environment. So once again, Federica, it's great to have you here. Great to attend this meeting together with you, and great to see that we are able to deliver concrete measures and proposals on how to strengthen our cooperation. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Jens, and thank you for hosting me here again. We see each other regularly here in NATO, in the European Union side of the town. And I remember very well when we took office more or less in the same period of time in autumn 2014. We had an initial meeting, I think it was the very same day when I started, and we said to each other that we wanted our reciprocal mandates to deliver a strong cooperation, practical cooperation between the European Union and NATO, and I think that we can be satisfied on the work we've done so far, knowing that we still have some time to continue to work in this direction. Indeed, the decisions that the foreign ministers of the Atlantic Council here in NATO took today, in parallel with the decision that the Council of the European Union took earlier this morning, is a major step forward. I would say that today we start a new important era in EU-NATO cooperation. You said pragmatic but ambitious. I would say ambitious and pragmatic. It's probably seen from the north and from the south, the same thing. We have 42 concrete proposals for implementation. That is exactly what we were mandated to do in the joint declaration you signed in Warsaw last July, based on constant political dialogue that made it possible for us and for our teams to work on a common set of proposals. So these 42 concrete actions that I understand are made public, so you can look at them into details, cover all the 7 areas of cooperation we identified in Warsaw, and are already the result of a common work. Is somehow, if you allow me the terminology, a common exercise already. Because in this list of 42 concrete proposals, you don't find the EU proposals and the NATO proposals. We've worked on them together, and this has proven to be already a very good work that our teams have done in these months with a very high degree of commitment, also very high speed, and all member states of the European Union and allies in NATO were extremely satisfied with the process so far. This is very encouraging for the next steps, because this is going to be only the beginning. Now we enter into the implementation phase as of tomorrow. Our partnership moves somehow from the principles of being partners and friends, overcoming some of the ghosts of the past, and moving towards very concrete action, serving common mutual interests and our common set of values. We could see very clearly today, both on the EU and on the NATO side, unity, full unity of all allies and all EU member states, and commitment to our common set of values and shared interests across the Atlantic. And that is now more important than ever, as you said, Jens. The decision taken today for the European Union, as you mentioned, is integral part and coherent part of what I would call a package to reinforce the European Union security and defense policy. The EU-NATO cooperation is a fundamental pillar of this package. The other two are, one, the implementation of the global strategy we endorsed with the foreign and defense ministers of the European Union a couple of weeks ago, and second, the Commission Defense Action Plan that is focusing more on the support to capabilities developments, which is also going to be important for NATO because member states and allies have one set of forces that then can be used for different purposes. And that work I presented last week in the Commission is basically focusing on the industrial and research base of our defense. So this is for sure one of the fields where, again, working together proves to be vital, where the added value first of all, of the European Union, of the NATO alliance, of our common work is fundamental. As Jens said, the size and the nature of challenges and also opportunities we have around us is so new and so big that none of our member states or allies can deal with that together alone, but needs to build bridges and alliances to work together on this. And we see our citizens are asking for security more and more. So we have a collective duty and responsibility to deliver on their security, and we know very well we can do that only together. And this is exactly what we've decided to do today. So, Jens, I would like to thank you very much for an excellent, perfect cooperation. We are different. NATO and the European Union has a different nature. We are respectful of our differences, of our autonomies, of our difference also in the composition, but we are determined to work very well together, and I think this will be not only possible but also very easy.
Okay, we'll start with ARD at the end, at the bottom there. Thank you.
This is, to begin with, more of an abstract question, but